When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Mars?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? Done.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's
The doctor lived next door to the janitor to the reverend and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you, you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. All right, so we're here Thursday, September the 7th. What an interesting day. So here in the city of Baltimore, we're about to have a mayoral election. It's about to get real. And I understand that Sheila Dixon is announcing today. Bear with me a second. We're having some challenges. All right. So we're having an election that's unfolding. Sheila Dixon's in the race, got a young lady. Over in Fells Point, who's running for office. You got Bob Wallace, and then you got the incumbent, Mayor Brandon Scott. And typically, the incumbent has the advantage. Now, will the mayor have to have some obstacles to overcome? He will. I was talking with a pollster yesterday, one of the top pollsters in the state, Patrick Gonzalez of the Gonzalez poll. And, you know, we talked about a litany of things. We've been having these conversations for 20 years. But the mayor's race, very complicated. Many different layers all working together. I've even heard, I don't know how true it is, that another former mayor may be running. I will say this. Whomever should become mayor, I hope they take good care of our city. As a citizen, as a voter, what I'm personally tired of are the social media politicians. There was a time I thought that people who ran for office were very serious. They were very serious about doing the work. They were very serious about serving people, very serious about bringing good energy, bringing good resources to Baltimore, to the state of Maryland, But what I think I see is a lot of self-aggrandizement, a lot of posturing, a lot of social media posts. But when I look at West Baltimore, when I look at East Baltimore, I don't see investment. I see investment in East Harbor. I see investment in Port Covington. I see investment in Park Heights, north of Northern Parkway. But in terms of the Black community, in this 63% Black city, 73% Black and brown city, it's like we don't even exist. Discarded, irrelevant. Just something to consider when election time comes around. I will also say this. The Board of Elections, there's no reason on God's green earth that Armstead Jones should still have a damn job at all. Why that man is there, I don't know. And if Sheila Dixon plans on having any chance at winning the mayorship, Armstead Jones got to go. Why is he still there? Why? 2016, 1,800 voting irregularities, Baltimore City, 1,800. And this is in comparison to 200 in the other 23 jurisdictions combined. State of Maryland has 23 counties, 1 city, 24 total jurisdictions. Baltimore and Prince George's, on that note, are always at the bottom in terms of public education. Good morning, Tampa. 1,800. The second election in 2020, all of a sudden, here we go. The second election in 2020, Sheila Dixon's attempt, that is. 8,000 votes came out of nowhere for one person. Doesn't happen. Now, the first election, Hassan Giordano, C.D. Witherspoon, myself, PFK Boom was actually there. We formed a committee and got the 2016 mayoral primary results decertified. Had never happened before. Unprecedented. We made them recount the votes. Didn't matter because the deed had already been done. Let me just check on my guess. The deed had already been done. Bear with me a second. And we have a very special guest today, Mr. Kelly Sparks. Okay, were you able to get in? Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Well, if it ain't one thing, it's another. So we may have to adapt. We're going to try to send our guests one more link. And otherwise, we'll just get back onto this mayoral election. All right, so I've done my part. So Michael Randolph, you like Sheila Dixon, do you? There we go. So if Madam Dixon, Madam Mayor, is going to win, then clearly somebody got to do something about the Board of Elections. There's no possible way on God's green earth. Matter of fact, let's do it this way, because we didn't decide to talk about this mayor's race. We wanted to talk about recovery. So, Mr. Spot, we're going to do this via phone, okay? Are you trying to use your computer? What do you mean you don't see it? So you take that link, you copy that link, and put it into your browser. Yes. StreamYard, yes. You copy that and put it into your browser. There you go. That's it. Yeah, she should. There you go. It's okay. Come on. People waiting on us. There we go. And you got a little noise back there. All right. So we have a very special guest, Mr. Kelly Spark. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm all right. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Welcome to the show, Mr. Kelly Spark.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on there, sir. It's a pleasure. I'm a big fan.
All right. Tell them who you are, Kelly.
My name is Kelly Sparks. I'm the CEO and founder of the Sons of Phoenix, which stands for Saving Others Never Stops. Also, I work for the mayor.
Slow down. Say it again.
Saving Others Never Stop. Sons of Phoenix.
Saving Others Never Stops. SONS.
Yes, sir.
So it started out as Sons.
Yes,
but then
sir.
You turned it into something else. You made it mean even more.
Yes, because at first I was just dealing with young men, but then I realized that I wanted to make it an acronym. So I put a period in front of every letter, and that's how it became an acronym. And I realized that when it became an acronym, it didn't have no gender, race, or creed. So not only do we serve young men, but we serve young women and adult men and adult women.
All right. All right. So let me ask you something. Can you cut that TV off behind you, because it's kind of throwing folks?
There we go.
There we go. All right.
There we go. There we go. Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay. So where did we meet, Kelly? Tell them where we met.
So we met on Lawrence in Pennsylvania on the side of Lafayette Market or Upton Market or the Avenue Market. I'm used to Lafayette Market.
You just dated yourself, man. Very few of us around know Lafayette Market.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm just like so I realized that community, the community I was born and raised in, needed assistance. So since I'm already in the community, given all types of resources, I realized that it was a substance abuse and mental health, that our community suffers from. So I wanted to do something to help the community.
Come on, man. Tell them what's going on in Pennsylvania and Lawrence, man. They sell more dope there than Afghanistan.
Man, and not just that, they sell everything, right? From pills to anything that got to deal with substance abuse. So that was very it hurts. It hurts to see our people out there like that. So I just wanted to do my part, and I thought about something, because I do resource fairs to get back to the communities, not just my community, other communities as well throughout the Baltimore City and out and through the state of Maryland. But I realized that we never had a recovery resource fair. So we had resource fairs, but we never had a recovery resource fair. cut the TV down. So we never had a recovery resource fair. So I said to myself that we needed that in that community, especially not just that community, but throughout the city. So I done the first recovery resource fair, not just in Maryland, but in the DMV. It's never been done before.
Look like you got some kids. You okay?
Yeah, I got the children. Hold on.
We understand that.
Yes.
We do a lot of business events, and we always welcome parents to bring their children.
I got the club promoter and the club queen. They don't go to sleep. Yes.
Speaking of which, and I don't want to get too distracted, but I saw a video, and I've never seen anybody pull up on Brandon like you did, Mayor Brandon Scott. I just saw this 2 days ago. You're like, come on, man. You were pushing an event at Shake and Bake.
Yeah, so you know, I work for the mayor's office. Just because you work for the mayor's office, that don't mean you could get a person to support it, right? You know, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm in charge of the Squeegee Initiative. I'm in charge of all the
how many jobs you got, Kelly?
I just
how
do
many
my part.
jobs you got?
No, because I used to be part of the problem, so now I'm part of the solution, and I help out much as I possibly can.
Well, let's qualify this. What do you mean you used to be part of the problem? Let's get this over with.
All right, so I used to sell drugs on Pennsylvania and Gold Street, and you know throughout the city. You know, when I was younger.
How long ago? Back in the days of Strong as Steel.
Yes, yep. So Strong as Steel. Yep, that's when Yummies was Yummies and all that. You know, so I was young and I didn't even know I was a millionaire. You know, I was paying off the police department every 2 weeks. I was giving them 10,000. I was giving them like 20,000 every month. You know, that's when the city, back then was the city. It's still a city, just a little different, And then I wound up catching a murder, Park Heights, in front of Palmer Court. When the stick-up boy tried to rob me, I took his gun and shot him. So
I remember Palmer Court. Palmer Court got to be the wildest spot I've ever seen in Baltimore.
Yes.
My cousin lived in there. And it was like, you want to go in there? I don't know.
It was one way in and one way out.
Yeah, like Cherry Hill.
Yes, exactly. You know, that was.
You better know somebody.
Oh, that was definitely. Oh, you weren't walking up in there, even if you had a girlfriend. You know, everybody's still gonna look on you, and everybody's still gonna be on point, because that's the life they was living. You know, and little did I know that was gonna change my life for the better. Even though tragedy came out of that, it was gonna change my life for the better.
How much time did you do, Kelly?
I done 31 years on 50. They offered me natural life, no possibility of parole. You know, and I do think I should have got some time, but I don't think I should have got as much, because it wasn't like I woke up that morning to premeditate that murder. You know, I took his gun.
Kelly, I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you as a human being.
Yes.
Because one, I couldn't imagine 31 years away, but then when I met you 2 blocks from here, you were shining the light of the Lord. And I remember meeting Doni. I'd never met Doni before. I did know Mark Hunter and also Jay Lee, my man Jay Lee. And it was just so much light in the middle of darkness. I walk through that strip every day. And it's a strip that a lot of people shy away from. A lot of people are scared of. But Kelly, I know that God got me here for a reason, and I better do my best to shine to them young people. It's easy to say them young people this, them young people that, but they need love. And I'll tell you this, them young people might be the very first ones to save our lives in the middle of a storm. You never know.
And that's how I approach it each and every day when I get up and I go out there and do what I do. Whether it's with the mayor's office or whether it's with my nonprofit. I realized that I'm not scared of my community. I was born and raised in, not just my community is throughout the city, so it don't just have to be the avenue. Everybody's suffering and everybody got the same problems, or damn near the same problems.
Why do you care though, Kelly? You paid your dues, probably paid more. Why do you care?
Because I was hurting, and I know what they're going through, and you never know until you walk through somebody's moccasins or somebody's footwear. And one thing I always had, right, even when I was hustling, I always had empathy and compassion. And I always helped out. I was just selling drugs in the background. And I just got caught up in what I seen. Because when I was younger, I got raped 5 times, right? So I had a lot of pain. So I ran from the household to the streets. That's why I was out there in the streets. I always had a hustle, you know, and this let me tell you a little bit about what I mean. When I was young, I got raped by 3 couples. Man, woman, three of them, and then 2 individuals. So I was suffering through mental health and trauma, something I didn't know nothing about. And I was taught that when you was coming up, that we don't cry, and we first of all, and then we don't tell. So my mother had a notebook job working. I mean, had a job working at a notebook factory, and that was her only source of income. So I know I didn't want to do nothing to disturb that and have her think it was my fault. So I was afraid to tell my mother. My mother was a good mother. You know, she done the best she can. She was looking for love, and the only thing she received in return was a fist. So every morning when she got up to get ready to go to work, she'll come in there and kiss all of us. And I would just hug her because she didn't know the hard that I was ready to go through when she left. So I took all that pain and stuff. I went in the street looking for love in all the wrong places because where I needed love at, you know, my mother had to work and she was a single mom doing the best she can. She was a super mom. She wasn't getting high enough and she was just doing her struggling with 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. So I went to the street, started hustling, became a millionaire real quick at a young age. Matter of fact, I had 139,000 at the age of 13. And then I started. I always done charity work, even in my ignorance. And then when I got locked up, I know that might sound crazy. That was one of the best things ever happened to me because I started a journey on my purpose. So I took all my pain and all my anger because when I got locked up, also I couldn't even spell my mother's name. My mother's name was spelled Michelle. I couldn't even spell her name. So I was street smart, but I wasn't book smart. And then I was always in the slow classes. So I had a learning disability. So a brother taught me how to turn my weakness into a strength. The God spirit in him, the one they said was part of the rejected and despised, taught me how to turn my weakness into strengths. And every time I try to act out and do other than myself, he told me I had a gift of speech. So I wound up starting 6 self-help groups while I was in prison. I learned early on. You know, I was always one that always stopped fights, never sanctioned fights, regardless of what religion affiliation I was affiliated with, because God didn't sanction none of it. And then one thing I learned, and when I started teaching, is that we want God to forgive us or whatever we call a higher power, but we can't forgive nobody. And we gotta know what real compassion is. Sometimes you gotta love people more than they love themselves, because somebody loved me more than I love myself. I ain't know how to love. I ain't know where to look for love because I ain't trust no one. Even though I say I love you and I trust you, I really didn't because I didn't know how to do it because I was afraid. You know, I had all this anger and all this pain, so I just turned all that into positive energy. And I'm not saying it was easy because we don't talk about going to sit down and talk to us a therapist or a psychiatrist because that's taboo in the community. That's really taboo. So I done all that, man, and I set out on my journey. I took my GED nine times before I even passed it. I passed it on the 10th time. And when I came home, I came home on a mission. Failure was not an option. I kid you not, man. I'm the first one ever, right? Since my life, man, I always set precedent. And I don't look at it as that. I just be doing it because I'm hyper. Is that when I came home, they told me I couldn't go to college because I was on home monitor. They wasn't allowing nobody to go to college on home monitor. And I was like, how's it about rehabilitation? And I'm coming home because the first 90 to 6 months is real crucial. People repeat and people come back in. I was like, why I can't go to college? And they try to the parole officer I had at that time. I ain't gonna say she was a bad person. She was just following policy. I'm gonna help out. She was just following policy that and instructions that and guidelines that the parole had to offer at that time. And I challenged it, and I wound up going to Coppin State while I was on home monitor. And then I violated it every day because I violated it in a good way because I realized that I wanted to go around speaking and I wanted to because to the churches because a lot of wrecks and stuff wasn't open. So I went around knocking on every door. 15 blocks this way, 15 blocks this way, 15 blocks that way, 15 blocks that way before the bus come. Because I would go out there 2 hours before the bus come and asking them if they need anybody to talk to the youth or speak to the youth or do seminars and workshops, give me a call. And then I ain't getting no answer at first. And then once it came, it's like the flood came. And they used to always, Homani used to always come and pick me up and talk about, you violating. I was like, if I'm violating for helping somebody don't go through what I went through, then I'm violating. I said, I sit in front of the judge. And if he could literally, without the politics and the bull crap, tell me that what I'm doing is wrong, right? And legitimately, see that it is what it is. And that's what I've been doing ever since. So I hopped in Cotton State, business management. This is my last year. Also, I work for the mayor's office. I work for them a year just volunteering. I made them hire me. I recruited 92, but it's really 97% of the Squeegee Initiative. We cleared off President Street. We transferred them from the corner back into education, back into drug treatment, rather inpatient, outpatient. We helped them with job readiness, financial literacy. We also give them vocational training because everybody don't want a job. And we also help them with birth certificates, IDs, and social, because you'd be amazed how many people walking through the city without that information. So I just play my part, right? And I don't point my finger at politicians or nobody, right? I just do my part, because when I'm pointing my fingers, everybody that's in the fight is up there getting their tail whipped. I gotta get in there and make sure that you sir don't get, if you're fighting from the front, I got your back. We need somebody on your side. We need somebody else to hop in the fight and fight on this side of you and that side of you. That way we can make sure that our city, right, that's been in the SOS. We don't got to wait for nobody to put out no camera and record nothing. It's been going on. If everybody play their role, man, the city in our community and the residents will be in a better position than what they find themselves in.
Kelly, one of the things that stands out in my mind from this first ever recovery fair at the Avenue Market, and at that time, I think I was just starting to harass you, like, we got to get you. And it was a young lady who gave a testimony. It wasn't long, might have been 4 minutes or so. Somewhere around the time Doni and Jay Lee were talking.
Yes.
And she talked about, I'm certain she had 2 years under her belt. And she talked about how it changed her life. Do you remember the young lady?
Yes, and matter of fact, we still in contact with the young lady. Matter of fact, she volunteers, right? She volunteers for me, and her journey, right?
Just to see a young woman. I saw you, I saw the brothers, but she brought the other side of the equation, because a lot of times we don't know it's even harder for a woman. They're quicker to get caught up in sex, in trafficking, in prostitution, and then they got children. Men have children, but the women typically have custody of the children. And I'm not saying this for that lady, but a lot of times we don't understand it's even more complicated for a woman who's out there in the streets. Tell me about it.
So the power of that resource fair is that people came out to express themselves, got connected to resources that it was much needed, right? And also feel the energy, because the energy was phenomenal. The aura of it was phenomenal. I know it was phenomenal because if you live in the community and I live in the community, I live up on Warbrook, right? I'm still in the community. I ain't number like 8 blocks away. You ain't number 2. I'm 8 blocks away from that. So I moved back in the community. And the little young brothers over there at Legends that be hustling, they even came out that morning and was up there helping us clean up, helping us set up. Like, what do you need? OG, what do you need, right? How can we help?
But these are the ones who we drive by and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, no, they could be the very ones that save your life.
Yes, and a lot of times that's it. The only thing I do is go over there and talk to them. And that's what I realized when I came home, right? Is that God gave me a gift, whereas though I'm very gregarious. I'm a people's person. So with this gift, I'm homing in now, and I'm not in my purpose, or I'm not looking for my purpose. I'm wrapped up in my purpose. So Me, I'm just saying me because everybody ain't, built for it. Everybody play different lanes, right? But for me and those that's like me, I can go up on a corner and in my mind before I even get there, 85% gonna be with it. 10% on the borderline, 5% don't give a damn about you or your mother, right? But the good thing about that is that planting them seeds, you get 2 or 3% of that 5% to turn back around, if not all, And then it gets to the point where as though I be up on the corner so much that even the ones that ain't ready, they put me on other brothers like, man, can you help him get his ID? Man, listen, he ain't built for this life. I'm talking about like literally, he ain't built for this life. They didn't told me this. Look, man, I need you help him out with a job, man. Get him back in school. So this is type of rapport that I have with our family. They
You
family.
said some of the young men on the corner are saying about other young men, they ought not be out here. Please come and save his life. I know I'm gone, but he can be saved. They have told you that, Kelly.
I know that happens on a daily. I'm talking about like literally, right? So that's what I do with my my nonprofit, right? Because I realized through the other jobs that I work through, I can't do as much because they got guidelines and things they have to operate on. They just deal with the squeegee initiative, right? So I don't just deal with the squeegee. I deal with the brothers every day on the corner. Every day on the corner, and those that just need just a nudge or need a big nudge, make a difference. I come to people. This is the premise of the Sons of Phoenix. We deal with people in their space. Listen to this, their space, not our space, but their space with decency and respect. Decency and respect. We help them on their journey, not our journey. And we have patience and we listen. And that's what makes the Sons of Phoenix so effective. Whereas though I be walking, and they be like, don't walk down here right now, black man. Or somebody that
sound like Flag House back in the day when they had the Uzis up in there. Like, you don't want to go in there right now. Or you go up to the 6th floor and cats literally in the stairwell with them Uzis.
Yeah. So that's what that is. And that's what it is. And I realized, right, that a lot of them got brothers and sisters and cousins and things, right? Even if I don't help them, they put me on to other family members, people that's not even on the corner that need help. And the bond is phenomenal, right? And sometimes it's overwhelming, right? Because the joy I get out of it is seeing somebody get connected to assistance that they need and get help.
I want to ask you a question. A question comes to mind. When you were incarcerated, how many generations in one family did you see incarcerated? A father, son, grandfather, father, son.
Matter of fact, I even seen a great grandfather, father and son, and everybody was laughing about it, but a brother that had knowledge of self, right? He pointed it out, right, and say this is the system that we're locked up in on this new modern plantation, and he told them, right, that they need they need to be a part of, right, breaking that cycle. That way, when others that was incarcerated, we only had like about 4 different families like that, right? That I know of. It probably been more that I was paying attention to, and to break that cycle, because it's crazy that the grandfather, the father, and the son is locked up. When you got the great grandfather also, but this is all they know. This is all they know. That's why men like us and other men that's out there doing it, I'm talking about that's actually really doing the job. We get little to nothing. Little to no help, no financial help, but we literally boots on the ground. But we still go out and do what we have to do and what's needed because it's just in us. That's why it's so important for the work that we do, and we keep touching people and connecting people. Right now on the avenue, we get ready to have something else big for the community, and it's so much that's needed. But I just want to say this. So also once a month at Shake and Bake, I pay for the youth to go to out my own pocket, nobody else's. I pay out my own pocket for 75 to 100 youth to get off the corners and out their neighborhood and out their households for a while and come and have some fun. But in that, we teach them financial literacy. We teach them how to be a good employee, a manager, a supervisor. We teach them job readiness. you know, and we help them in all their endeavors, and we let them know that they are leaders, and they must go and join, even if they don't join the Sons of Phoenix, right? They must go and join another non-profit or community base, right? That's out there helping people or help more in whatever they believe in, whether it's a church, mosque, or synagogue. So this is what we teach.
So you're not only dealing with the kids on Pennsylvania lawns, you're dealing with the kids on the bricks.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely, most definitely, because they all in need of help, you know. And I just love what I do, and we can do something else, right? It's just a lot of things that we're doing. We just implementing it one day at a time, you know. And I'm looking for space. I had space downtown because this one else I didn't tell you that University of Maryland hired me to go downtown and help clear up Lexington Market. So I went down there and I got 86% of the drug dealers off the corner. Literally, I done that for real. I had to slow down because I was like, "Oh, I can't show them I can do it too fast." I done it less than that. Let me know that they really don't want it done. You know, because I done it.
Could have been done it.
Yeah, I done this less than 2 weeks. I kid you not. So only people that's really down there, right? I kid you not, right? Now you got a couple of new people down there, but we cleared out 86% of the
I
drug
salute
dealers.
you, brother. I salute you for putting your life, your soul, your spirit on the line. I salute you.
Thank you.
It's no easy thing.
Oh no.
To tell a dope man, you gotta go.
Oh, so let me tell you the reality of this. So you got to know. They say knowing is half the battle. So when I go up there, I already know somebody gonna tell some. I probably have those one or two tell me get the F out their face. I ain't trying to hear that. Yo, step. But then you always got the other ones that want to listen and the ones that want to listen, but they're afraid what they're gonna say. And I know I'm gonna have the ones with nobody not around who come back to me and be like, "Man, you said you can help me with my idea. You see, I already know all this going in, so I know what to expect when I go up there." It's always an element of danger, right? But the thing is, you can't infringe on when you go to infringe on some place on a place, right, where somebody be at every day, right? You gotta come up there with decency and respect, regardless if they're doing right or wrong. It's a respect thing, and it goes a long way. I promise you, it goes.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Respect.
But I mean by respect, right? Even though they're doing wrong, you know, even though that's not their corner, whatever you want to call it, right? But they live in a world they got different rules and guidelines, and I understand that, and I understand that.
Now, the Pennsylvania Avenue we talked about, but this the downtown crowd, totally different neighborhood.
Yes,
some sexual elements in there.
A lot of that. Yeah.
Got a different element of prostitution. You got people who live in this area, maybe in the bandos or above some of them stores, but that's a whole different world.
Yeah, so I just went down there and do what I do best, right? Once I realized I could get them off the corner, right, I said, whoa. I had to rethink, right, my approach. And then I realized that after I got them off the corner, because one thing you got to do with our people is that you got to tell them the truth, the reality of the truth. You can't tell them no fantasy. The world's already giving them a fantasy. Look, I go up there and I tell them, I be straight up. Everybody think it's so complicated, but I be straight up. Look, man, you know they got you on camera.
At any time they can take you away.
And not only that, I sit in rooms with the University of Maryland Police Department and the regular police department, so I'm privy to things that they not. I'm letting them know you already under investigation. You'll sit and talk.
Worry about me. They already got you, partner.
Yeah. So I said, either you gonna do it now or you're gonna march funeral home, and I just give them a reality. And the majority are moving. It blew me, right? Because just because you can have an idea and you can have a good idea, right? But to see it actually work in reality in real time is amazing, right? It's amazing because they was moving. So only people who really got down there now, right? Before I didn't even renew that contract. Is the people that's in these drug programs that's getting they Sebastian and all that going downtown to sell it. So they ain't like they real drug, you know, like the people that's out there actually, you know, like we was doing when I was coming up.
I don't know. I'm just learning about the impact of Suboxone. I had Nicole Munson Handel schooled me about this 2 months ago. Tell me about Suboxone, what most people uptown have no idea about. They tell me you get in the way of somebody's Suboxone, you can get killed, starting in jail.
It's almost like fentanyl and dope. It is. It's another synthetic of that, right? Come off that branch and that line. So it give you the same effects, sometimes even more, because everything else is cut with everything, cut with everything, So and then everybody mixing everything. So but I be down there for those that's doing that, right? I have a different conversation. And so, some with it and some not. That's just that. Listen, I speak the truth. It's the truth regardless of circumstances. See, when you start looking at things in a false reality, you can't solve the problem. You can't be a problem solver. So when they come down there and I be like, oh, you already in treatment. Why would you go and make somebody else go in treatment for the same thing that you in treatment trying to get yourself? And I have that type of conversation with them. And I got the statistic, 47% of it works. You still have those, you have that little 30-something% in the middle that's still on the borderline, because it's hard for them. And I must come to their defense, right? Because how can you be in the drug treatment program, then outside the drug treatment program, right, they selling drugs?
The dope man.
Yeah, so it's just like they're in the no-win situation. So, and I'm compassionate about that, and I understand. That's why a lot of times when I help them get into drug treatment programs, even if it's outpatient, it always be in communities where as though it ain't no drugs. I usually try to get them to send them to counties or places where I know it ain't nowhere, no drugs nowhere near around.
Brother Kelly, two names come to mind as I listen to you. One, and both of them have got their wings, they gone on. One is Israel Kason.
Okay.
He started I Can't, We Can. And another one, he just got his wings, is Brother Bay. Brother Bay founded the Fraternal Order of Ex-Offenders. And so on that note, I can tell you the ancestors are smiling on you. Tell me about East Baltimore.
East Baltimore. So East Baltimore right now, I'm getting ready to get space over there. I want to space. I'm looking for space in West Baltimore. Because I'm ready to have Sons of Phoenix, East, West, North, and South. Same way they got McDonald's. Same way they got McDonald's, I'm gonna help my people out throughout the city, regardless of where you at, regardless of your race, creed, or color, regardless of your agenda. My thing is just to connect you and help you get resources that's going to help not just you and your family, but your community, and future generations. I just don't want to help people be successful because they're successful when they wake up. I want to tap people into what legacy is about. Build legacy. So, on the east side, we over there right now. We can go over there. Matter of fact, within 2 weeks, I'm waiting on some space. And it's crazy. I'm from the west, and I got space east quicker than I'm getting the west. I'm going to find space somewhere in the 217 and Park Heights and Cherry Hill, Westport, Brooklyn and all that, right? But
God has you on tour, big brother.
No, he has us on tour because one thing I always tell my team, right, is no such thing as I and team.
He has us on tour, and I want you to know you can count on this show. I'll bring this camera and anywhere, anytime. All you got to do is let me know. You've touched people. Man, it was like the sunshine was out. It's like you've been going through all of this darkness, and then one day it's like, wow, this bright light. Doni was out there. Jay Lee. I know Jay Lee from elsewhere. He always at his shop, all the way out Woodlawn.
Yeah, I was just there last night. I was just there with him and it's Jay Lee and his T Lee. Pleasant Beginnings and his Bomb City and his Squirrel Y, all three of them together. I was just with them last night. Matter of fact, they nonprofit, Jay Lee and T Lee nonprofit, Pleasant Beginnings, right, is getting ready to go in all the boys and girls clubs. And I'm coming right behind them. So we literally just had this meeting. I got there a little late, about 8:13 because of traffic. It was an accident, but yeah.
How do you? Now you know where I'm going with this. How do you manage these people in the streets, a family at home? I learned something from you. The only other person I learned it from was Kwesi and Fume.
Okay, that's okay.
Y'all cut your damn phone. You cut your damn phone off.
No, for real though. I just now recently started doing that. You
Why?
know, because I need to make sure at least I get at least 4 hours of sleep.
Who be
Because
calling you 3 in the morning?
it ain't that. I got the club queen and the club king. I mean the promoter and what you call. And I be up in my own mind though.
And they your babies. But you
Yeah, you
squeegee
hear me in the
kids,
background.
you said the squeegee kids liable to call you at any time of day and night.
No, they do. I just had a call. When was it? Before Labor Day. Young man was up there putting his hands on his baby mother, squeegee, and they called the police and they could call me, and I had to go over there and survey and help him out in his endeavors. You know, I might get called to baby booking or booking 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. So even when I'm off the clock, the way how my boss, Dr. Andre Bunley, got us, where as though we still on the clock.
Hold up.
What?
Andre who?
Dr. Andre Bunley used to Walbrook Junction used to have a school. Yes, they ran for mayor. Yes, he's in charge. Yeah, he's my boss, my supervisor. Yes, and he put an amazing program together that I was a part of. Matter of fact, when I first heard of him, when I first came home, I targeted him out. I came up there every day. He'll tell you himself. I came up there every day in a suit and everything, or dress clothes, because I came up there like I worked. And he told me one day, "What you think you work here?" And I just laughed. I made him hire me. For a year, some change I did not get paid. And I was up there 8 hours a day. I kid you not. I was up there so much that they trusted me. They started giving me the keys to the building. I kid you not. And I was there on the weekends. You know, so you know, it's all about your drive and what's in your heart. You know, failure is not an option. You know, I look at it like when I was young, that if I wanted to holler at a sister, right, I do everything in my power to make sure that that me approaching her and getting her to go out with me failure wasn't an option. And also in the negative, if I wanted to fight, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna fight you. I'm just gonna swing on you. You know, so I just turn negative into positive. You know, I'm no one great, even though I might do great things. You know, whatever the higher power you choose to call it, allow me to do great things, right? But I just play my part in the universe. You know, and to answer your question, right? I'm good outside, but I gotta get better inside my own house.
We all do, big brother. We all do.
I gotta get better.
We all do.
You know, because
every leader must go through that.
Yeah, because you suffer, right? And sometimes when you're telling the truth, it can seem like you're telling a lie. So and then when you're out there helping people and they want their quality time, right? Especially when you build it, especially when you first building off, right? A lot of people they don't understand. They don't mean they bad people. It's just that
building this network.
Yes.
Ain't nobody wanna, hey, I know about it. Oh no, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Everybody want to slice the cake, but nobody want to help bake the cake. Matter of fact, they throw bricks at you.
Oh, they throw bricks, man. That's an understatement. But the thing about it is that when you build it, right, sacrifice. And I was told this a long time ago, right, that your individual life, it takes a hit. And anybody tell you anything, I beg to differ. Because experience is your best teacher.
Your life will take a hit because of the work you do.
Yes.
How do you? How so?
Because you can't give time to everyone. You can't give time to everyone, and times wait on no one. And that's the biggest problem in our relationships is time, quality time, listening, the little things, not the big things, the things that they say that we don't do. And sometimes you get so caught up because it ain't that you're a bad person. You just get so caught up in building, and so y'all can have a better future that, you know, it suffers sometimes. And, you know, I understand that.
I don't know if you know this cat here. He the mayor of Sandtown, Darius George Hall.
Okay.
But he said, you are so right. So, man, I see a book and a movie. Have you thought about your book?
No, but you can help me with it. You can help me with it. You know, documentary, you know, and also I got a production company too. So, you know, you can help me with it. And you know, but the truth of the matter is that we family, and when we can open up our new building on the east side, right? We're gonna have you over there because you family. you know, and we're gonna open up to that community down there at what is that, Latrobe, Somerset, on the other side by John Hopkins, right? It's gonna be on Fayette and Colleton.
You know, you've mentioned both major nonprofits that have an incredible stake in our community, University of Maryland and Johns Hopkins.
Yes, I partner with both in some form or shape or fashion, right? And also, this might sound crazy, right? I used to tell people when I was incarcerated that I was gonna work with the police department. And you know, when you say things like that, you're incarcerated, everybody jump down your throat until you explain. Now, this is what I mean, is that I knew I was gonna come home and be a liaison between the community and the police department, acting as a buffer so it won't be another Freddie Gray incident. Rather male.
Freddie Gray didn't have to happen. Freddie Gray happened because of some ignorant people who made some ignorant decisions at the top. That thing could have been squashed. It should have never happened.
Yes.
But people who don't know these streets start making decisions that disaffect the rest of us.
Yes.
The only riders was kids trying to get home from school.
You know what's during that time when I was incarcerated, I was watching that every day, right? And Freddie Gray and it's so much that was going on, right? And what I had noticed, right, is that when I came home, and this is sad, right? You know, I speak the truth regardless of circumstances, right? Is that I was on my way and plus I was working out Ruby Tuesdays. So on my way to work one day while I was going to Cotton State, right? And working for the
that's my school, by the way. That's where I finished.
Yeah. Oh, go Eagles. Go Eagles. I wanted to go to Morgan State, but it just took a little longer for my process. And Obama, the thing that Obama had for people that's returning, it helped better at Cotton. I got in quick at Cotton.
I'm at Morgan now.
Yeah, so so I you know, I see a young man on Hilton, I think that's Hilton and North Avenue getting stabbed. So while I'm on the bus, I'm looking, and instead of everybody helping, everybody got phones out.
Videotape.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on. This young man getting stabbed. I seen him get stabbed at least 6-7 times while I'm on the bus. I made a stop. She told me she wasn't going to open the door. I said, Miss, please. And I ran out there. I went out there, you know, because I'm trained in self-defense. You know, I know a little something. I don't know a lot, but I know a little something, you know, especially by being incarcerated when everybody fight with knives. So I went out there and done whatever God had me to do. And the what I didn't understand is when I got finished, right? And we dealt with that, I had to talk with all the men. It's like, y'all better whip out y'all phones. That's why our community and our city is in the way that is in, the condition that is in. Because you whip out a phone first.
Right
instead
there.
Of calling for help or help.
Right there where you did the recovery fair, a month or so before that, a woman was high on PCP. She was butt naked. She had a hacksaw in the middle of Lawn Street. The kid's videotaping her, but the cop is right across the street on the Avenue Market parking lot. And it's like, dude, you're not gonna make a call. You're not gonna do nothing. Cop, Baltimore City Police.
But this is where I come in at. This is where we come in at. You notice I say that's where I come at. I say this is where we come in at. This is where we come in at, and I know this. And there's other things that's even unimaginable too, right? You know, you can't even go to the gas station. Everybody's strapped. You selling weed and you strapped. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you can't even go and pump your gas. You can't go to 7-Eleven. You can't go to Wawa's. You can't go to Royal Farms. It's crazy. And this is what our city is saturated with. So instead of coming at and keep talking about the problems, I'm coming with solutions. Solutions. Listen, we already know the problem. Look, just give me the resources and let me go and do the work. And people that's like-minded go and do the work. Only thing I want to do is do the work. We got enough people talking. And I understand that the mayor of the city, the commissioner, regardless of who they get, listen, when you got people in your own cabinet, right, that's fighting, right, and a lot of politics, and then sometimes they argue with these people that don't even got jurisdiction over what they're talking about. See, you got to understand the politics of a thing. So my thing is for us, right, we can't keep depending on them. Not saying that they're bad people or good people. You feel me? The thing is, we just got to play our part. And I must say this, right? Brandon get a lot of slack. I'm not saying it because I work with the mayor's office and he the mayor right now. He don't be up on what you call when somebody shooting nobody. Brandon ain't pulling no trigger. That individual pulled that trigger. They're suffering from something that a lot of us can't even fathom.
Well, I will say this. I will say this, Kelly. There's an election come May, and whoever can't get in there and get the job done, then don't apply for the job.
Oh, it should be like that every time.
Well, we need it like that this time. Like when you go up there on the corner, you ain't going up there with no excuses. You ain't going up there saying, oh, it's been like this for 20 years.
No.
You going up there to make a difference. And so word be known to anybody running for mayor, don't put your hat in the ring if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen.
But that just don't go for mayor. That goes for any position.
Any position. Right? Including judges, because we don't pay attention to them judges sometimes.
But this is what I want to say, right? You know, because I'm a nonprofit.
What phone number you want me to put out there?
You can put my phone number. They say I'm crazy because I answer my phone all the time, but I think if I'm a businessman, I'm for the people, I suppose to answer my phone. 443-943-4467.
I pray in the name of everything holy that a multimillionaire come through who's watching this show and will bless you with everything you need. 443-943.
Hey, I need space. And if anybody want to come volunteer, get service hours, or just want to do volunteer or internship, right, with the Sons of Phoenix, right? You know, and you feel as though that you can help us in any shape, way, or form, right? We are open. I'm
not interested in that job, okay? No, I'm already the mayor, and that's why I get to meet people like you. Let me tell you, them people put on them titles, and you know what I see them doing? They be doing this. I'm like, ain't you supposed to be working every time I see you on Instagram, partner?
Yeah.
No, we support you, Kelly. I saw your work. I saw you go to where nobody goes and touch people and save people.
I know that's what everybody told me when we done it, right? Because I ain't gonna say who, right? But you had a lot of people throughout the city calling me and you know, asking me to do it in their neighborhood, right? Their community, right? And we all
need money, you need resources. You just said you need space. So bump all of that. Everybody want the cake. Everybody want a slice of cake. We need to bake this cake. We need the ingredients, including the space. If you go to East Baltimore, you want to look up Dr. Marie Washington. She the boss over on the east side.
Okay.
Marie Washington.
Yes. Can you say that to me in the text? Because you know that way I know.
Sure will. And, I sure will.
This is what I want to tell the listeners out there, right? Is that everybody just got to play their part. You know, and if you have any youth, right, whether male or female that need assistance, right, just call me. And I promise you, we will get them to the resources.
Who's the oldest person that you ever had to help save?
In the 80s. The oldest in the 80s. Because they was downtown and they know they were around, you know, I think they were suffering from dementia. You know, 60s. I mean, the list goes on. So we help everybody from 5 on up. You know, my
80, blind, crippled, and crazy.
Crazy. Yep. My youth program is from 5 to 24. Because I realized that reason why we raised the age limit up a little bit more, because I realized when I was young, my mind wasn't even fully developed. They say 21, but you know, 21 we still make some simple and unwise choices, right? That don't mean that we bad people. We just young adults. They just young adults still trying to find their way.
So let me ask you this, because I think we should be running you for governor. Have you spent any time in PG County? And I mentioned PG County, Prince George's, because they dealing with dippers down there, like cigarettes dipped in formaldehyde. Back in the day, they called it Love Boat.
Yes.
And I've been locked up all of 2 or 3 days, but I know that there's a historic tug of war between DC, Baltimore. But DC got their own culture, including go-go music, and I'm a big fan. But I know in PG and DC, they struggle with them dippers.
Yes.
Have you ever had to deal with the PCP the love boat, the formaldehyde, that scenario, that situation?
Yes. In jail more, on the streets, I say about 23%, right? Because we have ran across quite a few, right? But it's also, when they do that, it's always with another drug now, because it ain't potent. It ain't as potent as it used to be. So everybody doing something with something else, or they lacing it with something else.
And I want you to think about this. We got a black mayor. Prince George's got a black county executive who now want to be the U.S. senator, and we got a black governor. If Governor Moore is watching this show, what would you tell him that we need for black people in Baltimore and PG County?
For black people in Baltimore and PG County,
if you had the governor in front of you right now, and I'm sure he's watching, what do we need to know? Because it seemed to me somebody should be sending you an army of soldiers and resources.
So my thing is this, right? This is what I learned in the nonprofit, right? They have it where as though we fight over money that don't even account to nothing. $50,000, 25. I know this might sound crazy, right? But in order to pay the people that I'm with, right, and make sure they get decent wages, you know, and make sure they be able to feed their family after they go out there and do what they do, I need at least $250,000 just to pay staff. You know, 500, 700, 800, $1 million, what you call my last is a year. You know,
$32 billion has been pulled in by the Maryland State Lottery. $32 billion.
Yes.
And we almost done. We almost done.
Yes. Now
we got a new football stadium, a new baseball stadium.
Yes.
And they want to redo the baseball stadium, but we had 11 schools that could not open because of the heat outside. They got the damn money, Kelly. They got nothing but money.
So my thing is
this, you want them people to know?
You know, you spoke about the Orioles and Ravens. So what I do is that I gotta stand down the Orioles Stadium, and I gotta stand down the Ravens Stadium. So what I do is that I teach. I got young people down there that's running it. I'm teaching them job readiness, financial literacy, how to be a good employee, how to be a manager, how to be a supervisor, and how to be a leader. And I teach them about entrepreneurship, and we also helping them with their education. This is at both baseball and basketball, the football and the Ravens the Ravens Stadium and the Orioles Stadium. You know, so we're down there, but the money is that, you know, it's like we fighting for crumbs. You know, so a lot of stuff come out our pocket. You know, we just make stuff look good. You know, and I believe that when you out there, you sincerely doing it, right, it'll come eventually, right? But right now, we just coming out of our pocket.
I'm very proud of you, Kelly, and I can assure you, you touched a lot of people out here, and you just keep on going. You got my number, and you got that. Anytime you call, I'm going to be there. I saw what you do. You're a general.
Yes.
You're a 5-star general in these streets.
Yes. I love your show so much, right? If you can have me on here once a month, man, I'm good. I'm good.
I want you to have your own show. We're going to help you have your own show.
I appreciate it.
Come on my show anytime you want, but we're going to get you your own show. And I want to help train some of them young people to have their own show for nothing. Zero. For zero.
Got you. And we could do that. We're going to do that, right? Because one thing I don't do, right? If I don't believe in it, and even if I don't believe in it, right, I'm not selfish. Because might not be for me, might be for somebody else. And that's what's wrong. We always want to pick what we think is best on somebody, and it might not be in that one. It could be that one scenario or that one case where as though it might not be best for them. Something else might be even better for them. So we most definitely going to do that. When I get this space, I'm most definitely going to implement that. You know, where as though you know you could do that. Yes, most definitely you could do that.
You will get a very beautiful space. The Almighty has promised it. We're so proud of you. What's them babies' names, man? The club queen. What is the club queen and the promoter?
And the promoter. So the club queen is Keziah, and the promoter is Messiah. Yes. Look, you hear him in the back, right? And they just being them, man. They won it 3 years old. You know,
We are so proud of you, Kelly. We love you. We are proud of you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Call on me anytime.
and I appreciate all the work that you've been doing for decades. You know, a lot of sacrifice and a lot of things that you was doing when I was young. Seeing you coming up, you know, watching, you know, on the air, and to actually meet you in person is
You
even
remember
more
me?
fulfilling. Yeah, hey, you're a legend in Baltimore. Cut it out. Yes, yes.
Kelly, you are the legend. I saw you over there. It was like you brought the sun with you, man, and everything stopped. And like you said, them little hustler boys, the story I heard is they would sneak over to the recovery fair because they didn't want the other cats to know that they really wanted some help.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too, right? And not only that, right? I kid you not, we just got 2 of them back in school, right? I'm talking. We just got 2 of them back in school. We got 19 of them in drug treatment program. We got 8 of them in we got inpatient. We got 19 in inpatient, 8 of them in outpatient. We got 1 right now that we helping get his driver's license and help him. And we got the numbers is crazy. It's crazy, right? From that resource recovery fair, right?
It just makes you wonder why nobody did it before. There are people that get millions, tens of thousands of dollars to do this on the avenue, to do that on the avenue, and they ain't done nothing.
Hey, so if anybody out there, I want, they say ask for what you, I ask for what I need and what I want. You know, if anybody out there that can help the Sons of Phoenix, it ain't me, it's the community and the residents. If you can help us with a printer, and what I mean by a printer, I ain't talking about a desktop printer. I'm talking about a printer that they have in the schools. You know, one that print out a lot because we do a lot of flyers. We need something that could be able to handle that capacity. You know that, and if anybody can hook us up with Amazon, and space. Those 3 things, I'm good. I'm good.
A space. A hook up with Amazon and a commercial printer.
A commercial printer, yes. And the commercial printer right now, I need just as bad as I need space. Because I do so much, right? And I have other organizations that I also partner with, right? And I mean, that right there is like it'll help out tremendously, right?
Well, whatever flies you got, you texted me, and I will put them in our network. That's the very minimum I will do. But your phone, just check your phone. It's coming. We're proud of you. Any final thoughts, big brother?
Yes. Just be patient. I ain't saying have too much patience, right? And I'm just saying that the city get behind me.
Right? I will say this, Brandon, the fact that you are here on his watch and Bunley is on the scene, it's going to be a serious fight come May 14th. Let me tell you something. Early on, I pushed him to come to the Strip, Westmore. I pushed him to come right there to Pennsylvania Lawrence.
Yes.
I don't know who made it through there. I've heard this, I've heard that. But I saw you at Pennsylvania Lawrence. That's who I saw.
Well, you can see me throughout the city, though. Yeah. You're going to always see me in the communities where it's needed at. And if I'm not...
A lot of us talk this, and I ain't knocking Afghanistan, but this Pennsylvania Avenue, they popping caps around here too. Who got the heart to come through yet? Well, bodyguards.
Well, I do, and people that's like-minded like me. I'm in a Honda Odyssey, a little beat up Honda Odyssey, and I'm coming up in the hood, right? Because this is my community, and this is what I love, man. I love my community, and I believe that my community love me. And even for those that don't even know they love me, they love me. So I always keep that in the forefront.
Man, you remind me a little bit of Marion Barry. Marion Barry helped so many people in D.C. I know what the white mainstream media tried to paint him as, but long before he was mayor, he was the jobs man in D.C. He helped everybody get a job. Wouldn't be no PG County if it wasn't for Marion Barry.
And not only that, he ain't hold their records against him, right?
No.
And I got to say this, right? I got to thank my boss, right? Because
Andre?
Yes, I got to thank him, right? Because he took I wouldn't say a chance, right? but he gave me a great opportunity, right? The God spirit in him. I'm talking about the God spirit in the man, right? I'm not talking about the man. I'm talking about the God spirit in the man, right? Gave me a great opportunity, right, to work for the mayor's office, right, and help little young brothers and little young sisters that squeeze you, but also afforded me time and effort, right, to also help myself in my own endeavors with my own nonprofit, right? And I just want to thank him for that opportunity, right? And anybody that
I
rather it
think
was
he should give
incarcerated,
you his truck. I think Andre Bunley should give you his truck.
you know, and anybody
That
else
was
that ever helped me,
99%.
man.
Just go ahead and hand you the keys,
Yeah,
sign that thing over, and get you on your way.
yeah. And also the brothers that's incarcerated, Craig Muhammad, Comrade, Biggie. I mean, all the brothers that's still incarcerated, right? And even the ones that's getting high and everything. Listen, everybody played the role, right, and helped shaping me to who I am. I'm giving them all credit.
Hey man, I got your
I'll
soldier on there. You live on the air. We got Kelly Sparks right here, Andre Bunley. You gotta see this man has lifted you up, Dr. Bunley.
Oh, well, that's good. He's doing a good job trying to get better every day. Kelly is.
Yes, he is. And we want to commend you, Dr. Bunley, for pushing this young man, for supporting him. I've always been proud of you, even though you scared to play me in that one-on-one on basketball. But this one here, you stole the cake with this one, Dr. Bunley. And I told him, you're such a nice guy, you probably give him your truck.
Please don't give him no ideas, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Bunley.
But just
He's going to give you that truck, man.
he gonna give you that truck.
Because you asked not. Get that truck, man.
Yes. But man, I'm just looking forward for real for the next year, right? The next 2 years, right? I can't even sleep the last week and a half because I'm so excited for the next 2 years of my journey, right? As far as helping the city, right? And
You gotta sleep, though. You gotta sleep.
Yeah, but man, when my ADHD get up like that, man, I get sleep I get it where I fit in, right? Because
Is it ADHD or just the energy that God put in you? Because they give us these terms.
Okay.
It's just that's warrior spirit.
Yes.
That's the warrior spirit in you, maybe. Because these people got all kinds of labels. I got some labels for them people with labels.
Yes, it was label.
They
Yes.
got all these damn labels. Why they can't put the money where the money need to go?
Yes. So
We got speed cameras, blue cameras, red cameras, but they don't know the Brooklyn Park coming.
Yes. So I'm just happy. I'm really excited, man. I'm part of a MASH team with J Lee, T Lee, Pleasant Beginnings, Bomb City, Squirrel Wide.
The people that they threw away.
Yeah, the Rich Foundation.
When you say Squirrel Wide, you talking about Squirrel used to be on the radio?
Yeah, that's my man. 20 grand. I'm not denying him. He out there helping in the community. I'm not denying nobody that's out there in the community. We all got our own shortcomings. I'm talking about the positivities. Yeah.
Radio 1, we did 20 years out there. Squirrel, and he never changed. Never switched up. Never.
I was just on with him last night. With Jay Lee and them. He was on Zoom. He wasn't there in person, but the other meetings he was. And the Rich Foundation, Young Successful Leaders, Green and Healthy.
I've never met Timothy Rich, but I've heard so much about his work.
Yes, I'm gonna get him on. Yeah, I'm gonna get you on because he don't listen. This brother took something, man, a passion, right? He seen a urge in our community. Instead of him talking about it, he went out there on that faith of a mustard seed and started doing something about it. So I'm just honored, right, to be not just be partners with him, but be part of MASH, right, with Doni. Doni got us in the MASH coalition with us in there, and he's helping us as our capacity builder, right? And he's done wonderful, right? And he's really filling up the gaps that we need to fill up so we could stand up on our own and be even more strong and successful. And that's what they say: the youngest for war and the elders for counsel. And it's men like y'all, right? That's for counsel, right? That help us in our sojourn, so we don't make the same mistakes or make as many mistakes as we would if we wouldn't seek counsel. And I'm always, even though I'm a boss and the leader, I'm always a strong follower and a strong student.
So on September 21st, that's 2 weeks from today, we would like to give you a Black Wall Street Award out at Moe's in Towson. It's called Black Wall Street Towson. Will you be available?
Yes, I will. I'm always available.
All right,
for
we're
you
gonna, we
anyway.
gonna make sure you on the list. We want to celebrate you. We're proud of you. Thank you for taking time out of your morning. Just keep doing what you're doing. You have inspired me. I don't know about them out there, but I'm inspired. We got a bunch of people watching, but you have inspired me, man, because you like you say, relentless, no quitting, no turning back.
Oh,
Failure is not an option.
Failure most definitely ain't an option because saving others never stop. That's what Sons of Phoenix stands for. Saving others never stop. It never stopped into our conditions and our community and our city as a whole, right? And other cities throughout the United States is suffering from the same things we suffer from, right? Is in a condition where as though they be able to have decent wages, right, and provide for themselves, right, with decency and respect, and not struggle when they go to the worry about a $35 phone bill or put gas in their car, or worry about how they're going to eat at night and in the morning, you know. So there's a lot of things that we suffer from that I'm just playing my role, and I link up with people that's like-minded that help, and it be a lot of people that people least expect. You know, sometimes it don't always be people at the top. Sometimes a lot of times it be people at the bottom.
I gotta ask you this: what do you think when you start seeing white addicts in the hood?
It was different. I seen it when I was younger. It was a little bit, but now there's a lot, right? So that lets you know how major it is. It just ain't touching our communities; it's out in their communities, and it just
They
ain't
told
touching
us
out.
just say no. That's
Yeah.
what Reagan wife said next. Just say no. Just say no.
But they don't have no when it comes to that, right? It just don't touch our youth; it touch their youth too. You know, that thing don't have no picks. It don't have no picks. You know, so that's something that we dealing with, and we can continue to deal with until we solve that and nip that in the bud. But I'm just gonna play my part, and I'm leaving behind legacy. That's all. I'm not worried about success. I'm successful just waking up in the morning. And
I woke up, I'm winning. That's what the old head told me. I
and that's what
woke up,
success
I'm
is.
winning.
Yeah. So, and not only that, some people didn't even wake up to have a good or a bad day. And when you're going through it, you don't want to hear it, you know. But at least you got a chance when you wake up, right, to correct it, right? Even if you got to do it 1,000 times, right? The thing is that like somebody had to tell me stop selling drugs, stop doing this. But when I was when my breast was open and I was receptive, I stopped.
Selling dope is just as hard as people buying dope, using dope.
Yes. So,
Every time I went up in the hole at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was somebody behind that screen selling it to me. They was crazy as me.
Sometimes even crazy.
I thought they crazy because they had to stay there. I could get out.
Yeah. So, but in my closing, right? So, two things that we implemented, right, in the Sons of Things, right? So we it's about the murder. You can't even turn on the TV, right, without somebody getting glazed, getting attempt, or they just outright dying, right? So I teach a new thing with the Sons of Things. This is one fashion that we teach many things, but this is one leading fashion that we teach, right? Is the new 187. You know, on the West Coast, that's a murder. That's what Easy and them you say. That's a murder, right? So what I teach in the Sons of Things, the new 187 is your LLC. It costs $187, 192 with tax down the municipal building, right?
State office building.
Yeah. So that's the new 187 I teach, right? With financial literacy, but also teach about the education, because you got to have an education, right? Order to sustain your business, because you got to know what's going on in your business. You can't always rely on everybody to have your best interest, right? So and job ready, we teach all that, right? So the new 187 is it ain't the murder, right? It's being financially stable, and that's what we do, right? And the thing is now
we gotta get somebody to do a song about the new 187.
Yeah.
Kill a game with a business, with a legitimate business.
And
because our young people so talented, man.
Oh, they
Them
are.
kids on the avenue.
Oh, they talented.
I can't help but wonder. I ask them all the time, "What are you listening to?" And they start throwing names at me that, Young Moose. I know Young Moose. I've heard that name, but they just, music is one way to capture their attention. I can tell you, Kelly, them kids don't want to be on that corner. They'd much rather be doing something else. They all selling the same damn thing. It's like going to Jamaica.
All right. So the second thing I wanted to tell you before I get off is this, right? Is that the program I got for the corners, right? I can't tell you everything about it, right? But I got a program that I done the test pilot when I was downtown. and the data and everything, man, is crazy. For real, it was better than what I thought it would be, right? Way better, right? That just let you know I was on to something. So what I'm doing is going to take this throughout the whole city, right? Up in every I ain't gonna say hood, I'm gonna say community, right? I'm gonna say, you know, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it, you know. And we're going to not just get the brothers off the corner, but we're gonna get a lot of youth, right, to join organizations, right? You know, to help they not just to help themselves and their family, but help out their community. Because I think that's another part that we don't talk about, right? Because a lot of them just sitting around. It ain't. We got to show them what to do. We got to introduce them to new things. You know, that way they can get that creative thought, right, that they already have in them, right? Get the rolling. That way they could come up with better inventions and things for our city and things for the nation as a whole. So we want to be the forerunners in that. The sons of things we're not trying to, we are. So we're gonna go up in all these schools and get all these youth to start volunteering at some church, some self-help program, some nonprofit, right? Just help out in the community and see where that goes from there. You know, we're not trying to implement it. We're going to implement it before this year's out, and that's just some of the things that we got rolling.
Kelly Sparks, thank you for taking the time this morning. We're proud of you.
I'm proud of you, and everybody out there that's doing the work and everybody that's listening. I hope that you and your family have a blessed day in all y'all endeavors.
Yes, sir. Good morning, world. Thank you again.
Thank you.